I get overwhelmed so easily. My anxiety creeps inside of me, makes it hard to breathe. What's come over me feels like I'm somebody else.
Hello guys. This is the Orange Hokage here, and today we are doing, What If Naruto Was Neglected by His Family Part 5. So now let's get right into the story. A couple weeks passed by from that day. Team 7 would complete various D-rank missions all over the village, while Sasuke and Naruto, well mostly Sasuke, would train with Miley in secret. After finding out his chakra infinity was fire, Miley would ask her father to help in training him when he was free, since he too had a chakra infinity of fire. At first, he was scared of the man, but after a couple of weeks together, they became friends. He was also taught swordsmanship. To say he felt special, was an understatement. He felt honored that they took the time to train him. Sasuke's father still paid little attention to him, so didn't know about his train, but his mother on the other hand knew he was being trained and felt proud of her son's accomplishment. After having enough of doing D-rank missions, Team 7 had enough. To San, no more chores. We're ready to take on a higher rank, yelled Naruto. Kakashi, Kushina, do you think they're ready? Minato questioned. Yes Hokage-sama, I do believe that they're ready, Kakashi replied. Alright then, bring in the client. Just then a half-drunken man came in through the doors. Alright. Team 7, your C-rank mission is to escort this bridge builder to the land of waves. His name is Tazuna. The Hokage said. What are these? I hired ninjas, not a bunch of brats, although the raven and a blonde look reliable. This got a chuckle from both of them, and angry looks from the females on the team. Now, there are two powerful jounin on our team and you guys can't kill the client, he said to the females. They were in a fighting stance wanting to beat the crap out of him, but stayed down. Then Kakashi continued, let's meet at the front gates in 3 hours. And then shushed away. He's probably going to read that perverted book. They all sighed. Sakura turned to Sasuke and said, Sasuke, come, do you want to hang out while we wait? She asked. He didn't look at her but instead turned to Naruto and said, wanna go finish that movie at your place? We had about an hour and a half left, leaving plenty of time. He asked. Sure, and I think Miley's at home too. She's been dying to finish it. Naruto replied. As they were going to walk out, Naruto spoke up, do you think I could watch with you guys? Please, I don't really have anything to do. She hoped that they would agree, but had a feeling that she was going to be ignored. Sure, just don't make a sound during the movie, especially when the actors are talking, or else she'll never let you watch again. Oh, and don't get scared, we're watching a horror movie. Naruto said as they continued to walk out. She, along with her parents, were shocked that he had actually talked to her, let alone let her come along. She walked towards them smiling as they opened the door to leave. Can I come too? Sakura asked. No, and then slam, the door was slammed in her face. She was fuming as to why Naruto was allowed to go and not her, and then she left. Did I just see that, or was I hallucinating? He talked to her, let alone said she could come, and then said no to the other girl. Minato spoke up. Do you think he's finally warming up to us? I mean, in practice whenever I tell him something to improve on, he listens, and when I ask a question during training, he responds kindly. Kushina said. I don't think so. He might do so because you're his sensei, but nothing else. Let's just have hope, okay? She nodded and then left. Just as she was going to leave, Miley walked in for a mission. Reporting for a mission, Hokage, she saw Kushina and slightly bowed. I don't really have a mission for you now, Miley. How about taking a break until I do, alright? She nodded as was going to leave, but was stopped. Wait. She turned around and faced Kushina. I know that I've acted horrible towards you, so I wanted to apologize, but you must understand, I thought that you told him to hate us. My wife and I are both sorry, and we would like to thank you for saving our son. You were, and still are, a major part of his life, and we want to be a part of it. We know what we did was wrong, so please help us get our son back, he pleaded. She looked at them and sighed. Look, I don't really like talking about this topic, but I guess I could give you a few tips. Just don't overdo it. You don't know this, but when I first met your son, he was already dead. What do you mean, he's right here? Kushina said, confused. Yes, but what I mean was that his eyes were dead. He didn't have the will to live anymore. I really don't know how I did it, but I gave him life back into his eyes, his smile, something that I vowed to give him back. Whatever you do, you have to promise he won't lose out ever again. They nodded, and so she proceeded. Well, first off, transform yourselves into random villagers and observe what they do to him or say. Of course they don't know it's you guys, and so then you could ask why they're saying such things to your son. You'll have proof that way and also show that you care about your son, and not just lip service. Then just send them to Ibiki and Anko. Okay, we'll do it now. But he and Sasuke just went to your apartment to watch a movie. And can you believe that he let Naruto go along with him? Kushina said. Nah, not really. He didn't really hate her the way he hates you guys. It's just that she would blame everything she does onto him and then you would believe her. Anyways, I'll send him to the market for some random thing and then you guys make your move. And then she shushed into her place. Once she arrived, she saw both Naruto and Sasuke about to start up the TV. Hey bro, mind go getting me a soda from the store? But we were just going to finish the movie. We have 3 hours to meet the other He-Wind. Stop your winning boy and get me some soda, or else. She grinned darkly. He gulped in fear. He might love his sister to bits, but she was certainly a sadist, so he got up and went to the store. He earned so glares from the villagers but just shrugged it off. Then someone threw a rock at him, and just as he was going to do something, someone stopped it. Some who he knew due to their chakra, they transformed back to their original form, and it turned out to be the Hokage. They were shocked and gulping in fear. Who dares insult my son? Don't you people have shame? He yelled. Naruto just stared at him and stared at him and stared. But Hokage-sama, he is the demon and he isn't with that girl, so we must seize this chance. One of the villagers spoke up. What kind of logic is that? He has the beast sealed within him. If it wasn't for him, then we would not have the village that we're living in today. They were all silent and didn't say a word. He turned to his son, who was nowhere to be found, but picked up his chakra signature and then followed him. He then found him in a secluded area in the village. Miley's place was quite secluded, and so approached him. Are you alright? He asked nervously. Yes, Hokage-sama. But you didn't need to interfere. I had everything under control. He said in a calm yet dark tone. Yes, but they need to understand that you aren't a demon. That their safety is the burden that you're carrying. Is this how they always treat you? He asked weakly. Only when Miley isn't with me. Which is when she's on missions. She tries to get it done as fast as she could. I guess it's why she finishes most S-rank missions in a couple of days. If she isn't though, she has a member of the league look out for me. When I was younger, they would bring me to the main house and only when suspicion arose, they would send a clone. He said as they walked to the apartment. Once they reached the door, Miley opened it and saw Naruto with a questioning look towards the Hokage. Hello Hokage, do you want to come in? She asked politely, ignoring the glares from her bro. Thank you. And then he came inside. He saw his daughter and Sasuke on the couch waiting for the rest to sit down. We were just gonna start the movie bro. Where's my soda? It's right here. He tossed her the can and then sat on the floor with the popcorn. The Hokage sat next to his daughter and Miley beside Sasuke. Alright. For the newcomers, just know that we are in the middle of the movie, actually you could say the middle of the beginning. Don't worry, you'll understand the story anyways. And then she turned it on. Once the movie was done, Naruto and the Hokage looked as if they had been scared for life, while the other three just casually put everything away. Right, you guys have a mission, right? Well then get packing. Wait a minute. Do you guys WQTCH these movies all the time? Naruto asked, still shaking. Yup, pretty much. Yeah. They got ready and then Miley asked the Hokage if she could come along with Team 7, which he agreed. When it was finally time, everyone gathered in front of the gate. They all left. On their way, they noticed a puddle. Sasuke. Naruto said as he reached for his pocket. Yeah. Jump. Just then, 3 chains were directed to Kakashi, Kushina, and Miley. Just as they jumped up, the chains stopped place. Well. If it isn't the demon brothers of the mist. Really, you guys are getting a bit rusty. A puddle in an area where there wasn't any rain. How pathetic. They turn around and see Miley with her hand in the air, all wondering what was going on. The Jounins just stared at her, wondering of her powers. "Alright boys, they're all yours," and then dropped her hand. Sasuke and Naruto went in for an instant kill and then they were dead. Naruto then sealed their bodies in order to collect their bounties later on. They then continued to walk as if nothing happened. "Naruto Baka. You can't be strong like Sasuke-kun, what did you do?" Sakura screamed. "Can you shut the hell up? Damn, you're so annoying. How the hell are you even a ninja with that mouth?" This got her some giggles and a glare from Sakura. Anyways, she turns to the 2 Jounins. "Aren't you gonna ask your client what's going on? I mean, this is clearly not a C-rank mission." "You're right. The Demon Brothers, why were they after you, Tazuna?" asked Kakashi. Then he explained the whole thing and they decided to continue on the mission anyways. "Say Miley, what was that power that you used to stop the chains? That wasn't like any jutsu I've ever seen," Kushina exclaimed. It was what on everyone's mind except Naruto and Sasuke, and they wanted to know. "It's called telekinesis, sorry, but it, along with the rest of my powers, are a SS rank secret. Anyone that knows without my father's consent, he'll kill immediately." They shuddered at the thought of having a mass murder haunting you for the rest of your life. "Then why did you use it?" Naruto asked. "Because I don't like listening to what that old man says. Duh." And then continued on her merry way with the rest tagging behind. As they were close to the village, Naruto threw a kunai into one of the bushes. Out came a white bunny. "Naruto Baka. You were going to kill." She was silenced by a sword on her throat. "Belittle my brother again and I won't hesitate to put this sword right through your chest," Miley said in her demonic voice. They don't know that the sword won't kill her. This got her to shut up, much to everyone's relief. Just then Kakashi yelled, "Duck, duck." Where is it? She was cut off by a sword swinging their way while everyone, except Miley and Naruto, were on the floor. She caught the sword's blade in between 2 of her fingers, shocking the onlookers. "Wow Kakashi, that wasn't a duck, it was a sword," Miley whined. "How sad. He doesn't even know the difference between a duck and a sword." Naruto sighed. He should go back to the academy for being too dumb. It'll get him killed for sure, and I don't think that even the academy could help him. We should buy him picture books to read by himself. Nei-chan, he needs at least 5 teachers to help him. He can't do it alone. All the while they were bad-mouthing Kakashi, he just stared at them wide-eyed. Hello, I'm right here," he said. The others were either laughing or just wondering how strong this girl really was. Then they were covered in fog. My, what do we have here? Some nin cut the crap, Zabuza, we all know it's just you. Naruto, clear the fog, it's getting really annoying," she said in a bored tone. He did a jutsu that cleared the fog and so revealed a paled man, who they took as Zabuza. "You." He pointed at Miley and they all looked. "What are you doing here? And with the leaf ninja? You're the she-devil. Ka-san, why does he look so scared?" Naruto whispered. "I guess he knows her strength. To be honest, no one in the village has ever seen her at full power," Kushina said. "Alright. You guys are supposed to protect the bridge, dude. Don't worry Zabuza, I'm not going to interfere in this fight. I'll go over there and watch. Good luck." And then she walked to a tree, sat down and undid one of her seals that contained a fudge cake. She began to happily eat it. She can't be serious, can she? The Jounins thought. Naruto and Sasuke began their assault, and to say that the people there were impressed was an understatement. "Naruto, I think I know what's going on, but Sasuke, how did he get so strong in the couple of weeks that we were training?" Kakashi thought. "No wonder Nesan/my son didn't want our training style," Kushina and Naruto thought. "I knew those two were special," Tazuna thought. Soon both boys were towering over his almost dead body, until a hunter nin appeared and took his body away. They then went to Tazuna's house and met his daughter, Tsumi, SP. They ate their meal and then decided to take about a plan. Well, first off, Zabuza's alive, Miley said. This got the two girls shocked but not the others. How can he be alive? He was taken by the hunter nin to be killed, Naruto said. Then mumbled something about don't you know anything, which got her a glare and killer intent from Naruto, who was going to say something but was stopped. Chill out bro, and yes, apparently I know more than you. If you studied more in the academy you would have to know that hunter nin destroy the criminal's body on the spot. This one, however, didn't. I think it was Haku. Yup, it was most definitely Haku. He uses senbon needles? Who's Haku? Kushina asked. He's an accomplice of Zabuza's. Don't be fooled by his appearance. He might look like a girl, but he is most definitely a guy. Eh? They all thought. How do you know all of this? Sasuke questioned. He was pretty amazed by her information. Well, I'm not the top intelligence reporter for nothing, you know, she said as she flicked her hair. Anyways, why don't you get some sleep? We'll start training tomorrow, Kakashi said. What are you going to teach us, sensei? Sakura said, finally managing to gather enough courage to speak after her terrified experience with Miley before. Tree climbing, but without your hands, he grinned. The two girls groaned while the boys looked at Miley, who shook her head, telling them to shut up. They went upstairs and then went to sleep. The next day, they were all outside with kunai in their hands. Alright then, whenever you reach a point on the tree, mark it. Now start. Naruto just turned to Miley and asked if she could train him and Sasuke. Naruto, you have to first learn this training exercise, Kushina said. He looked at her blinking as if saw, are you serious? I'm sorry sensei, but I learned that when I was 5. He said deadpanned. She then looked at Sasuke. I also know how to do that as well, he replied. She was astonished to who had taught them. Who taught you guys? Kakashi asked curiously. They never suspected Miley, because she refused everyone. She put her hands on both of her students' head and chuckled. They only learned from the best, Kakashi. Hope you don't mind if I take them away. She smiled. You? But you refused everyone that asked you. Why did you train them? To say Kakashi was shocked was an understatement. Well, 1, they showed great potential and they were both determined. Plus I liked their goals. And 2 is that no one would have brought out the best of their abilities. Besides, they were both deprived of training, so I saw it only fair. Then can you train me, to get strong too? Naruto asked. Aren't you the same pathetic brat that's been dissing me and flaring up their weak killing intent towards me? Sorry, but I don't train prissy princesses, she said as she left a fuming Naruto. Then she turned to Sakura. You, however, would not do well as a ninja. Your calling is elsewhere. What do you mean, I'm not supposed to be a ninja? She asked in a scared tone. Seeing this, Miley sighed, look, don't be afraid. I only got angry because you kept dissing my bro and yelling. I don't mean you shouldn't be a ninja, I mean that you have great chakra control, so think you should focus more on being a medical ninja. You could ask Tazuna to teach you, and once you have the basics found and I see you determined, then I can teach you from then on. But Tazuna is the best medical ninja known. How are you going to teach me more? Sakura questioned. Don't get her wrong, she was thrilled the girl didn't hate her but just wondered what she meant. Please. In the league, what Tazuna knows is just seen as the basics. I could turn you into the most badass medic nin, that is if you have determination. She smirked as the girl nodded furiously. Mwahaha, Konoha is going to bow to my students. Ha ha ha, she laughed evilly as the others just sweat dropped. What do you mean that what Tazuna is capable of is child's play? She's the best known, Kakashi said as he finally composed himself. You all know that once your spinal cord breaks that you'll be in a wheelchair forever, right? Just can't help you, Naruto spoke up. They looked at him and then, well, the league's medical ninjutsu is so advanced that they are able to heal it as good as new. You could also go back to being a ninja. He finished. They looked at the girl in awe. Well then. Let's stop the chit-chat and start training. And then they went their separate ways. They stayed in the land of waves for about a week and the bridge was completed. Zabuza and the fake hunter nin came back but were killed along with Gato. Team 7 were on their way to the village when Miley spotted something. They went to go check it out and sure enough it was ruin. Naruto looked at these markings. Don't they seem familiar? Yeah. It looks like the ones on the scroll for the Sky Islands. Wait. What? Sky Islands? And you guys can read this? Naruto asked. Naruto, I didn't know that you could read an ancient language. Kushina said with pride and question. You're mistaken, Kushina-sensei. I don't know one ancient language. I know a total of 10 languages. He said and then noticed a piece of paper half buried in the ground. His eyes widened at what was on it. Ne-chan. Look. We finally found it. Oh my god, after all these years we finally found it. He yelled as he rushed over to her side. Now her eyes widened as she looked at the paper. OMG. It's real, it's really real. She yelled and screamed and held Naruto's hand and started to jump up and down. They were both dancing around while the others were just confused. I think we deserve an explanation for your worried behavior, Kakashi said. They looked at him as if when the hell were you guys here? Sorry, it's just that you know how me and Naruto love ancient artifacts and are always deciphering them? She questioned. They shook their heads. Really? I had no clue. Naruto said. Anyways, we found this legend in some of the scrolls that were connected, and if you want her to continue you have to first promise that you won't tell anyone. That includes the Hokage. Naruto said sternly. Is it something bad? Kushina asked. No, it's our discovery, meaning no one has a right to claim it as theirs. They nodded and then continued. As I was saying, there were rumors in the scrolls about an island located up in the sky. We called it the Sky Island and wanted to see some kind of reassurance to know if it actually existed. This paper is a map of the island telling us where exactly it is. It's what we've been looking for so long. They were surprised. An island in the sky. How cool is that? They all thought. Come on, we have to get back to the village. I want to study the map more. Just as they reached the gates, a member of the league came down toward Smiley. The Jounin got ready to fight, but she raised her hand saying it was alright. League language, my lady, it has been done. Same, thank you. You are dismissed. The others, including the gatekeepers, just looked at her and questioned what weird things she said. Miley, what did he finish? Did you tell him to do something? Naruto asked. Usually he would know everything but was surprised he didn't know. That lil bro was your surprise. Let's go. I'll show you. You're all welcome to come if you want. They decided to follow her, wondering what she has for him. Naruto on the other hand was thinking of all the things she might have gotten him. He grinned happily as he held her hand. She smiled and then continued along. As they were on their way, Kushina spoke up, finally realizing something. Naruto, how did you know what that man said earlier? Do you know the language? He nodded his head but never looked at her. This saddened her. At their time during the Land of Waves she could tell he had a lot of skill she never taught him. Alright Naru, I need you to close your eyes. He did as he was told, but wanted to open it when he heard the others gasp. Now, open. Standing in front of him was a beautiful and stylish 2-story house. It had a garden embedded, the inside looked cool as well. OMG. It looks so nice! ! Wait, is this our new house? She nodded excitedly. Remember I told you we would have the most envied house in Konoha? Remember? He hugged her and then pulled her inside so she could show him everything. The others followed in awe. It was the greatest house they had ever seen. Miley, did you build this? It's amazing. How was it done so fast? Kushina just looked around and had to just have a house like this one. Her son was really lucky to have a sister like her. It was during our time away. I had it done as an earlier birthday present for Naru. All in all, it was the most badass house they had ever seen. So that's it for today, guys. If you like this story and want more, then please subscribe and turn on the bell icon. Until then, take care and goodbye.